all you fabulous people. So I wanted to have a quick video about a topic that I'm feeling very passionate about. I've just come home from a shoot and went onto social media, and again I see this less and less, but again there's some person that had to mention, yo, now you're gonna get, now all you naked Instagram models are gonna get targeted by tax or SARS for your nudes. And I thought, it's becoming such a lame joke, the whole selling your nudes, putting yourself out there, no respect. You don't have to flash your boobs to look pretty. You don't have to put a filter on to look pretty. You don't have to show skin to look pretty. We all know this. We all grown-ups. We all know this. But what if just for one day you mind your own business and look after the shit that you have in your life before you start pinpointing at everybody else's issues or what you think is an issue? Or perhaps it is the fact that somebody else is a little bit braver than you, that they are putting themselves out there and loving themselves enough that is actually getting under your skin. Is that maybe it? That is for the guys that post that shit. I just want to ask you a question, whoever's watching this video. When you sit and you are on social media, you choose to be there, and you see another friend in common, somebody you follow or somebody that you actually know or don't know, and you see that they've posted something that you would never post, or something that goes against your morals or belief system. I'm talking about themselves. I'm not talking about crime, and I'm not talking about abuse. I'm talking about something that they post about themselves that goes against your own belief system. Something that you would look back and say, I would never do that. I want you to sit and reflect on that and ask yourself, why do you feel the way that you do? Now, there's nothing wrong with feeling that way. In fact, that is your belief system. That's great. If you don't like the color green, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to try to persuade you. And I'm definitely not going to come in with color science and try and persuade you that green is a color that makes you feel a certain way. So for you not liking green, it's wrong. Definitely not going to do that. I'm going to respect your wishes. I'm going to respect your belief systems, and I'm going to respect your opinions. Likewise, why can't you do the same? Instead of making underlying little comments, or every now and then going on social media, making a stupid little snide comment about, now the nude people are going to get targeted by the SARS people. Just a quick disclaimer, I'm not really affected personally. I don't give a toss what your thought process is about me, whether you think what I'm doing is right or wrong, whether you like what I do, what you don't, or if you don't like what I do. In fact, it's very easy. Just remove yourself from my following. But if you're watching this, you obviously do either I intrigue you or you enjoy my content and you love what I stand for. But the point is just that I see that there are people on my page that loves what I do and always comment and tell me how tasteful it is and how beautiful it is and how classy it is and how they love what I stand for and how I inspire people, inspire other women. And then the same people who make the freaking comments about stop putting filters on your pictures or stop sharing pictures where this shows too much. I'm doing the condescending voice because it's getting a really, really long in the tooth when you look at these individuals and you think, what do you actually get out of that? Let's approach it from that point of view. What are you getting out of that, first of all? Second of all, why don't you take that energy that you've now just typed away on a social media site and reflect into yourself and see where it is that you can better yourself, rather than trying to pinpoint what other people's shortcomings are or what you feel is wrong. The third thing is that I often find, and this is again is my opinion, it's what I think, it's not factual, I often think that the individuals that sit there that have a big mouth to say about women, such as myself, that feel proud enough or confident enough or self-assured enough to be able to do what we do, whether you're naked or not, whether you show a bit of boob or not, whether you show a little leg or not, whether you're comfortable to sit in a G-string and open your legs as wide as possible and take a photo of that. If there are women out there that feel that confident, does it really irk you that much that they've got that confidence? Or is it the fact that you don't have the confidence? Is it the fact that you feel that it's wrong because somebody told you that a woman shouldn't be doing that? I want to challenge you on that. I want you to think about that for a second. Did somebody somewhere along the line tell you women shouldn't be doing that? Then I want to ask you, but why should a woman not do that? Don't come up with bullshit like women are not supposed to sit like that, walk like that, talk like that, dress like that. Because that's not a thing. That is a made-up thing. It's a man-made thing. I want to know why. Who made up that rule? I want to tell you a story. I've listened to a podcast that stuck with me, and it stuck with me for years. I'm sure if you haven't heard me say or tell the story before, you will definitely hear me talk about this in future again, because it really, really resonated with me. Some family was sitting down for Thanksgiving, and they were having a roast, and the mum was busy cutting up this pork roast. And the daughter was helping her dish up. And she said, "Mummy, why are you only why are you only roasting a certain amount of this pork? Why have you chopped the side of the pork off?" And the mum turned around and said to her daughter, "Well, that's just the way it's done." And the daughter said, "But why? Why is it done that way?" And the mum said, "I don't know. My mum taught me how to do that. That's how you do a roast." So the little girl went off, because it was a family meal, to her gran and said, "Gran, this is what mom's doing to the pork roast. Why is she wasting some of that pork?" And the gran turned around and said to her, "My girl, we have been doing this for centuries. That's how you roast your pork. That's how you do it. That's how you do it for Thanksgiving." But the granny didn't give a good enough answer. And she said to the little girl eventually, "My family's been doing it for years." The little girl thought, that is fine. She will phone her great-gran, and she phoned her great-gran. And her great-gran said, "My girl, the reason why I did it is because when I was little and young, our ovens were tiny and the roast wouldn't fit into the oven, and we were forced to chop off some of the roast." My point is, throughout the generations, we've just accepted what we think is norm, what we think is right. But have you actually ever questioned it? And when it comes down to humanity, why are certain people allowed to do certain things but others aren't? Is that really kindness, love, and compassion? That is what us as humans should really do and focus on. Why would one person be allowed to sit a certain way, another individual will not? Why do women need to know their place? Why do women need to be the individual in the household that should really be more in the kitchen than in the garage? Now, of course, we are in a fantastic time, in a fantastic period of humanity where things are changing. And more so, in many ways, more so than one. But I think with all the changes that's happened over the last year or so, it's very exciting to know that more women are rising up and empowering one another and standing firm for who they are. This leads me back to that social media hatred. And that's usually from men, but you get it from women as well. I want to challenge you on that. I want to ask you why you feel that is so wrong, that another individual feels good enough to pose a certain way or post a picture of themselves in a certain way. And so what if it's provocative? So what if it's suggestive? Why is that a problem? And why does it take away from self-respect? Surely that means they've got more respect for themselves. Surely it means that they love themselves enough to have that confidence to post it there. And it's got nothing to do with vanity. I mean, sure enough, a certain amount of vanity is actually quite required for yourself to love yourself. Why have we as humans been led to believe that you should not love yourself? Because that's wrong? Surely we were created in love. Why were we as humans led to believe that certain people are not allowed to do certain things and others are? Why are we led to believe the things that is as natural as the plants, as the birds and as animals are wrong for a human? I'm talking about sex, of course. Why are we led to believe things like pornography, which is a topic, like I said earlier on, completely on its own, and I will probably discuss that at another time. But why would my pictures be wrong and considered porn, which is considered a sin, when sex is such a natural thing? Human beings being inquisitive about one another is such a natural thing. Acting out without another person's consent is not such a great thing, and it's not a natural thing, and that is something else also we will talk about. But if somebody is allowed to express themselves and they are comfortable enough in their skin to do so, why would you not grant them that? Why would you not wish them well? And why are you as an individual so unhappy with yourself that you can't grant it to them? I mean, you don't necessarily want to do the same, but perhaps you should reflect and think, why are things like that bothering me? That's enough of my channel today. I will post another video a little bit later on a complete different subject, but love to you all. Thank you so much for always supporting me. I'd love to hear your comments about this. I can argue about this. Doesn't make me right. My belief system is my belief system, and I'm always open to hear other people's opinions. It doesn't mean that I might disagree with you or agree with you or disagree with you. It doesn't mean that I'm going to flop my arms up in the air and throw a tantrum. I will certainly listen to everybody's opinions, hear what you've got to say, and also give you mine. If I hear what you've got to say and you've got a point, then that would be great. I mean, I would take anything on board. I'm always willing to learn. I hope you have yourself a lovely day.